Tell me pretty lies, look me in the face, tell me that you love me.
Today we're going to be looking at rescue number 1, Tree Trap Boy. The link to this video will be in the description down below. And so let's get into it.
On June 2nd, 1995, the day after a big storm went through the town of Franklinton, Louisiana, Gary Burris was removing the debris it had left behind on his property.
I think the city should do
I
that.
had plenty of work to do because the storm had blown some trees down. The size of the tree itself is not that large, but the diameter of the roots around it, I believe it's the largest I've ever seen.
It just took it off.
I didn't see anybody around at that particular time, you know, that would be in danger.
Kids, man, they always playing when they don't need to be playing. Is this what happened when you live out in the country, though? Not really country, but oh.
I heard my grandson holler, "Papa." And that's when I realized
I'll call him
that he
Papa,
was
Papa.
trapped under that tree.
7-year-old Ishmael had been playing on the tree roots
Go
with
get
his
some out,
9-year-old
boy.
brother Gregory.
Somebody do something.
Understand the tree is being he disappeared.
I dropped to my knees and I started digging with my hands and I screamed, "Somebody help me, please. Somebody." Say something. I reached his head. It was a relief to me, but his head was face down. I told him to try to hold your head up out of the water to keep from drowning. By that time, my son had got out there.
Gregory and Cassandra Burris came running from their house next door when they heard what had happened to their oldest son.
I couldn't even see him until I called out to him, and then he answered. That's how I knew he was still alive. And I said, "Lord, Lord, please don't take my son."
And this is a miracle at work.
I found his hand. I dug under with my hand and to find his and everything, so I can hold his hand. Because I felt he needed me then more than ever.
Watch it. I'm gonna see if I can get a little pressure out of that. When I brought the shovel, I realized by digging, more water
See, that's
would
smart.
flow into the area. They caused him to drown.
Washington Parish Sheriff's Deputy Rick Corkin was
Here we
one of the
are.
first rescue workers to get to the scene.
Our basic concern was to keep the child calm.
How you doing, man?
Shock is always a problem, especially with a young child like that.
Volunteer firefighter Chip McVeigh had responded from his home nearby.
With the force of that tree and the possibility of back or internal injuries, there was a good chance that this little boy was not going to make it. He was going to die there on the scene.
Soon after, firefighters, including Patrick Bourgeois, arrived with the jaws of life.
It looked like the tree was trying
That
to
looks
eat
so
it.
big.
The roots actually looked like arms that had reached out and wrapped around the kid and pulled on him, and it literally looked like he was being swallowed up into the hole. It was kind of bizarre.
You look like Jared from Subway.
I was scared because I thought my brother was going to die under that.
All we needed was 6 or 8 inches just to be able to pull him out. You could feel the anticipation increasing as the strap tightened.
It looked like that thing gonna break. Come on. It's so slow.
when the cable snapped, everything in me dropped. It was like for a moment that there was no hope. It was like a moment of silence. You know, everybody was like, now what?
I thought that was the end. Because with all that pressure, I don't see how he could survive.
We knew
It's
time
like,
was running out. We were getting desperate to get him out from under there. The sheriff's deputies suggested that we just do away with all the modern tools and go back to what God gave us to start with, our most basic rescue tool, and that was our hands.
Paramedic Steve Barnes was one of the 25 rescue
he
workers on the
trying.
scene.
The adrenaline that was flowing in us was just unreal by this time. And we all grabbed a hold of the tree, not realizing we would ever budge it.
And I heard him say, we got him. And my wife said,
He
is he
dirty.
dead?
Well, obviously.
And he was
See a lot.
alive.
Well, he,
Thank God.
It was almost like this little boy was actually being born from underneath this stump. Here we were waiting like expectant fathers, waiting, and then all of a sudden we hear those words, he's out.
9-year-old Gregory Burris Jr. was examined at Riverside Medical Center by a team of doctors.
I was expecting for him to say he's going to be paralyzed for the rest of his life. And when he said, you know, there's no broken bones, you know, he's had a good, you know, checkup and everything, he said, it's nothing. You know, I think my husband and I both, you know, we sighed at the same time. It's like, you know, yes, you know.
favor of
And my
God.
son
I'm
even
just
started
saying.
smiling.
The stump
Oh, this
stayed
is
on
really
me
back
for an
close.
hour, and then when I got out, I couldn't move my legs. I told them I was hungry, and then they said, what you want to eat? And I said, I want some steak and potatoes.
Gregory's a very lucky boy. I look at it as a miracle. It had to have been. That's the
It's
only
the,
thing that can explain it, that he come out from under the tree without a scratch.
A lot of people was helping me, and I was real thankful for that. I love my grandpa because he saved me because he got me from under that tree.
The best thing that you can do is never let your guard down. Always watch your children.
he ain't lying.
If I had one thing to say to all those people that helped rescue my grandson, thank you. It was a wonderful job that you've done.
He on some inspiration type stuff. And that was a good one. I'm gonna have to watch some more. I ain't crying, but if you have any requests, just leave it in the comment and like and subscribe.